They call it the River of Grass. And to truly get your feet wet exploring the Everglades, you need to actually get your feet wet.
And you can't really understand it just by driving by like you can if you're standing in it.
Ranger Alan Scott has been exploring the over 1.5 million acres of South Florida's Everglades National Park for 20 plus years.
These trees have lost their leaves, but I'm noticing like the little ones are starting to leaf out.
His sluice logs, or wet walks, deep into the cypress, don't follow any set trail. And while he sees the beauty in this swampy landscape,
Isn't that beautiful?
the Everglades wasn't protected for its scenery.
It was the first national park that was set aside by the National Park Service, by the people of the United States, for what is alive, the plants, the animals, and the habitats.
The different varieties of plant and animal life found in the park are staggering, with over 1,000 species of seed-bearing plants and more than 400 species of birds. Everglades is an international biosphere reserve. Some species, like the endangered Florida panther, are hardly ever seen, and some, like the lowly mosquito, can be all too common.
If I slap one on my wrist, am I going to get a fine from the Park Service?
Yes, you are. So give me $1 every time you do that.
But you don't need to trek deep into the habitat to find the Everglades' most famous inhabitant. Just drive down one of the park roads, and you're bound to spot one. The American alligator can be found throughout the Everglades, in the water and on the trails. But keep an eye out, and you might also spot a crocodile. And that combination is especially rare.
They both find conducive environmental temperatures and habitat where they can find food. There's no place else in the world that crocodiles and alligators overlap.
This stretch of Florida, with its mix of salt and fresh water, is just warm enough for crocodiles and just cool enough for alligators. Both animals are technically crocodilians, and biologist Mark Perry often has to explain the difference.
The main difference most people notice between an alligator and a crocodile is the shape of the snout. So the crocodile has a much more A-shaped, pointy snout, and then the alligator has a broader, rounded snout. The other thing that people usually notice is the crocodiles are more of a gray color, and alligators are a black to dark green color.
But for Perry, there's no comparing them.
Are you team alligator or team crocodile?
Crocodiles.
Crocodiles all the way. Huh.
I'm a croc snob.
A croc snob.
They're both awesome.
Thanks to conservation efforts in the park, the once endangered American crocodile has been downgraded to threatened in Florida. Back when Everglades was established in 1947, the idea of creating a national park to protect plants and animals may have seemed revolutionary. But today, the habitat still has a lot to offer people.
Here in Everglades National Park, you can go 50 miles from anybody and be in true wilderness alone and listen and feel what it feels like to be in nature.